Guess what we get out of the DOJ and FBI? A leak of what's in the documents that they're so upset about. But, of course, they botched handling these documents already, as we pointed out in the judge's order. That's part of the reason a special master got appointed.
The FBI, so concerned about what happened at what documents were down there, leaks it to the Washington Post and say these were the highest level of security clearance.
When you read it, Washington Post, they get into this detail. Some of the seized documents detail top secret U.S. operations so closely guarded that many senior national security officials are kept in the dark about them, but not the Washington Post reporter or the FBI agents who leaked it to them, who definitely don't have that level of clearance.
Think about that for a moment. Now, I want to ask this question. Where is the Inspector General of the Department of Justice determining who leaked information that was at the highest levels of classifications? Even if they didn't say, here's the document like James Comey did. Well, that's right, James Comey didn't do that. What he did was he gave it to a friend of his who leaked it to the newspaper. So this is the game they play the same playbook every time, and they lose every time. So it's like here we go again. Same issue, same time, and they bring this breaking news last night at 9:00. And what happens after they make this breaking news? Here's what happens. People like us start saying, well, wait a minute. If this was so top secret, if this was so secure, first of all, if it was so secured and only a few people in the government could have it, how did it end up where an agent or a DOJ employee could say, hey, by the way, Washington Post, here's what we got?
What appears to be the leak out of the FBI right to the Washington Post about what documents they've got, which, of course, to me, Rick, undercuts the whole classification top secret part, because if they were that concerned about it, I don't think they'd be talking to the Washington Post, because the jeopardy that would put them in with handling these documents, talking about the agents themselves. But yet we see, again, out of the FBI and these intel agents leaking to Washington media, Rick, and they're leaking what is supposed to be our nation's top secrets.
They're leaking a document which they're criticizing President Trump for because it was too sensitive. So it's too sensitive for President Trump to have, but they're going to leak it to the Washington Post. It doesn't make sense. The second point is, of course, we've got that same anonymous person. We don't know their motives, but what we do know is that Anonymous has been so wrong with the Washington Post. Remember, they're the ones who said Donald Trump was a Russian agent, that the FISA warrant was legitimate, Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, and they're the ones who told us that Kim Jong-un was brain dead. So this anonymous person who keeps leaking to the Washington Post is really playing the Washington Post. They need to have more scrutiny. The editors at the Washington Post should be ashamed of themselves how they keep pushing anonymous intel, which over and over proves to be wrong.
You would think that the Inspector General's office would be on top of this. You would think the director of the FBI might go over to his office in Washington and say, hey, what are you all doing? Calling the press about documents you seized from a former president that you're saying are so top secret that nobody should have access to them. Why are you discussing this with the press? So the Inspector General is the one who should be involved in this.
If these were documents that the way they describe them are so top secret, only a handful of people in the country could see them. Okay. So, but they're willing to leak that, which a document like that means, like, for an FBI agent caught doing that and leaking that, they could face like life in prison.
But it gets the headline.
Yep.
And that gives the news last night from 9:00 forward 3 hours of coverage. And then nobody's asking the question we're asking is, why did this person leak this to the newspaper? If it's that, we're putting so much stuff at risk. And how did they get access to it? And did Chris Wray call his head of his investigative unit and say, what are you doing here?